The school hall was full of noise, bright lights, and excited parents. It was the annual day, the biggest event of the year. Children were running around in colorful clothes, teachers were checking the stage, and parents were finding seats. Aham, a quiet 10-year-old boy, stood beside his father. He held a small award card in his hand. His father smiled proudly and said, "Today is your big day, Aham. You worked hard." But Aham did not look happy. His eyes were searching the hall, as if he was waiting for something or someone. Suddenly, the loudspeaker cracked and the hall became a little quiet. Everyone turned as two cleaning workers entered. One was a tired-looking woman wearing a grey uniform and holding a mop. The other was a small girl, maybe 7 years old, holding a bucket. Her clothes were simple, her hair tied in a loose ponytail, and her eyes were nervous. They had come to clean the back area before the chief guest arrived. No one paid attention to them, except Aham. The moment he saw the little girl, his body froze. His fingers dropped the award card. His heartbeat became fast. His father noticed the change and asked, "Aham, what happened?" But Aham did not answer. He only lifted his hand slowly and pointed. "Daddy, look." His voice cracked. "It's her." His father frowned. "Her? Who is she?" The small girl did not notice Aham. She was helping her mother pick up trash from the floor. Every time she bent down, her tiny hands trembled a little. The mother looked at her with sadness, whispering something only the girl could hear. Aham could hear nothing. His ears were ringing. His chest felt heavy. He could not believe his eyes. It was Aisha. The hall lights moved across the room, hitting the girl's face for a moment. Aham saw her clearly now, the same round eyes, the same quiet expression, the same girl he once shared his lunch with, the girl who suddenly disappeared from school months ago. His father looked confused. "Do you know her?" Aham swallowed hard. "Yes, I know her." His voice was full of emotion. "She's my friend." His father raised an eyebrow. "Your friend? But why is she?" Before he could finish, something unexpected happened. A group of mothers sitting nearby noticed the cleaning woman and her daughter. They whispered and pointed, their expressions filled with judgment. "Oh look, she brought her kid to work. What kind of mother does that? Maybe she needs the money. Still, this looks bad." The whispers grew louder. Their words hit Aham like arrows. A sudden flash of memory shot through his mind. Aisha crying behind the school building, the bullies laughing at her broken shoes, the day she disappeared without a goodbye. And now she was here, cleaning the same hall where the rich parents sat comfortably. Aham felt anger, guilt, and sadness all at once. His father touched his shoulder gently. "Aham, calm down. Tell me who she is." Aham's eyes stayed on the girl. "She used to study with me," he whispered. "But she left. No one knew why." The little girl noticed movement and looked up for a second. Her eyes met Aham's. She froze. Her face changed. Surprised. Confused. Scared. She quickly looked away and grabbed her mother's hand. Aham took a step forward, but his father stopped him. "Where are you going?" "I need to talk to her," Aham said softly. "Not now. The program is about to start." But Aham didn't care about the program. Not anymore. Something inside him was pulling him toward her. Something unfinished, something painful. People kept staring at the little girl. Some took photos. Some laughed quietly. Some looked disgusted. Aisha's mother gently pushed her behind and whispered, "Ignore them. Just keep working." Aham felt his fists tighten. He looked at his father with emotional eyes and repeated, "Daddy, it's her. It's really her." And that moment, the real story began. Months before the annual day, life was simple for Aham. He had just joined a new school after shifting to a different neighborhood. Everything felt unfamiliar, the hallways, the playground, even the teachers who smiled too much on the first day. Aham walked quietly, holding his backpack tightly, afraid of getting lost. On his second day, something unusual happened. During recess, while kids were running around, shouting, laughing, and playing cricket, Aham saw a girl sitting alone near the back wall of the school. Her uniform looked clean but old. Her shoes were worn out, almost white from dust. She held a tiny metal lunchbox and kept her head low, as if she wanted no one to notice her. Her name, Aham would learn later, was Aisha. At that moment, She was just the silent girl. No friends. No smile. Only silence. Aham felt a strange pull toward her. Maybe because he also felt lonely. Maybe because he didn't know anyone yet. Or maybe because she looked like she needed a friend more than he did. He walked toward her. But before he reached her, 3 boys came from behind. The tallest one, Zaid, kicked dust toward Aisha's shoes and laughed loudly. Look, everyone. She still wears the same shoes. Maybe her family can't buy new ones. Another boy added, maybe her family is poor. Very poor. Aisha closed her lunchbox and hugged it tightly. Her small fingers trembled. She looked like she wanted to disappear into the wall. Aham stopped walking. He wanted to help, but he didn't. Not that day. He felt weak and scared. He thought if he interfered, they would bully him too. He just watched. After the boys left, Aisha wiped her face quickly and opened her lunch again. A small piece of roti and some potatoes. Simple food. But she ate slowly, as if she didn't want anyone to see what she was eating. That moment stayed in Aham's heart. The next day, he tried again. He walked toward her, this time with more courage. Hi, he said softly. Aisha looked up, confused. No one ever said hi to her. I'm Aham, he added. She nodded but did not speak. Can I sit here? He asked. She looked around nervously and then whispered, okay. Aham sat beside her. They both ate in silence. He noticed her lunch again, just roti. He opened his own lunchbox. Inside were sandwiches, fruits, and cookies. Do you want some? He asked. Aisha quickly shook her head. No, thank you. But Aham placed a cookie beside her without saying anything. She looked at it for a long time, then picked it up slowly, like it was something precious. A very small smile touched her lips. That smile was the beginning of everything. From that day, Aham sat with her every recess. She talked very little, but she listened. She helped him with drawing. She showed him a shortcut to the playground. She even laughed once, softly, like a secret she never shared. But something still felt hidden. One day, after school ended, Aham forgot his water bottle and went back inside. As he walked toward his classroom, he saw someone standing near the back gate, a woman in a grey uniform, sweeping the floor. A cleaner. Aham didn't notice at first, but then he saw a small girl beside her. A little hand holding a broom. It was Aisha. Aham froze. Aisha's mother wiped sweat from her forehead and said, Aisha, Beta, just help me for a few minutes, okay? Aisha nodded quietly. Aham hid behind the pillar. His heart felt heavy. He finally understood why she always avoided questions, why she sat alone, why kids teased her. Her mother was a cleaner. A normal job. A hardworking job. But not respected by the world, especially not by children who only understood money and status. Aham walked home slowly that day. He said nothing to anyone. Yet he felt something growing inside him, a protective feeling. The next day, when he met Aisha at recess, he didn't mention what he saw. He simply said, You're my friend. Right? Aisha looked surprised. Then she whispered, Yes, I am. She smiled again, small, shy, real. And from that moment, their friendship truly began. Days passed, and Aham and Aisha's friendship grew quietly, like a small plant no one noticed, but one that kept growing strong. They never talked loudly, they never played big games, and they never drew attention. But they understood each other without needing many words. Still, Aham knew something was hidden. Aisha always looked scared when teachers asked her questions. She always avoided the school crowd. She always ran home early. And every time someone laughed near her, she thought it was about her. One afternoon, the class was waiting for maths to start. Children were talking loudly, teasing each other, throwing paper balls. Aisha sat at her desk, drawing small flowers on the last page of her notebook. Aham leaned over to see. You draw very nice, he said. She closed the notebook quickly. It's nothing. Why do you hide everything? He asked softly. Aisha looked down. Because everything I have is small. Aham didn't understand, but her words hurt him. Before he could ask more, the teacher entered, and the conversation ended. Later that day, on the playground, Aham noticed Aisha sitting alone again. He walked toward her with 2 juice boxes. She accepted it with a whispering thank you, but even then, she looked around nervously. Aisha, he asked, Why don't you play with other kids? She didn't reply. You don't have to tell me, he said gently, but I want to help. Her hands tightened around the juice box. For a moment, she looked like she wanted to speak. But then she dropped her head and stayed silent. That night, Aham lay awake thinking. Why was Aisha afraid to talk about her life? Why did she hide her drawings? Why did she panic when kids looked at her? He remembered the day he saw her helping her mother clean. Maybe that was the reason. Maybe she thought he would stop being her friend if he found out. But he didn't care about that. The next morning decided everything. School ended early because the electricity had failed. While everyone ran toward the gate, Aham walked slowly, thinking about what he should do. Then he heard a familiar voice, Aisha's mother. Aisha, hurry. We still have to finish cleaning the staff room. Aham looked toward the small storage area near the back. Aisha stood there, wearing her school uniform, holding her mother's cleaning cloth. She was helping her mother again. Her mother noticed Aham passing by and gave a tired smile. You are Aham, right? Aisha talks about you sometimes. Aisha's cheeks turned red. She looked away, embarrassed. Aham nodded politely. Yes, Auntie. Aisha's mother gently placed a hand on her daughter's shoulder. She is a good girl, but life is not easy for us. People say things. Kids laugh. But work is work, beat her. Someone has to do it. She looked at Aham with hopeful eyes. I hope you stay her friend. She needs one. Aham felt something heavy inside him, something like responsibility. I will, he promised. Before Aisha could speak, voices came from outside. Hey! Look at that. It's the cleaner girl. She works after school. Seriously. 3 boys, Zaid and his friends, came near, laughing loudly. They saw Aisha holding the cloth and pointed fingers at her. Aisha froze like a statue. Her mother stepped in front of her protectively. Please, don't trouble her. But they continued laughing. Look at her. She cleans with her mom. Maybe that's why her shoes never change. Aham clenched his fists. Stop it. Zaid smirked. Oh look, the new boy is her bodyguard. Aham stepped closer. I said stop. But Zaid pushed him lightly. What will you do? She's just a cleaner's daughter. Aisha's eyes filled with tears. That was the moment Aham understood her silence. Her fear. Her pain. Her secrets. She wasn't hiding because she was ashamed. She was hiding because the world was cruel to her. Aham walked close to her and said, I don't care who your mother is. I just care that you're my friend. Aisha finally looked up. Tears rolled down her cheeks, but her eyes shined with trust, a trust she never gave anyone else. And from that moment, Aham promised himself he would protect her. But he didn't know. A storm was coming soon, one that would break everything. After the incident near the storage room, something inside Aham changed. He became more protective, more alert, and more careful with Aisha. Whenever bullies looked at her, he stepped forward. Whenever kids whispered, he walked beside her. But school is not a place where kindness spreads fast. Rumors spread faster. Not long after, Zaid, the same boy who teased Aisha, planned something worse. It happened on a Wednesday morning. The school was preparing for a small event, and many cleaning workers were walking around the playground. Aisha's mother was among them, sweeping near the back gate. Zaid noticed her and smirked. Her mom is here. Perfect, he whispered to his friends. They hid behind the bushes with a phone. Zaid zoomed in and started recording Aisha's mother cleaning the ground, bending, lifting trash, wiping sweat from her forehead. He laughed as he filmed. Look at her, he mocked loudly. She's like a servant. No wonder her daughter wears broken shoes. His friends laughed even louder. Aham saw them from a distance. His gut twisted. Something felt wrong. He walked closer, trying to hear them. When he saw the phone camera pointed at Aisha's mother, his blood boiled. What are you doing? He shouted. Zaid didn't stop. Instead, he turned the camera toward Aham. Oh look! Hero has arrived. Aham stepped forward. Delete it now. Or what? Zaid asked. You think you can stop me? His friends laughed again, and one of them uploaded the video to a student group chat instantly. Within minutes, the video spread across the school. Students watched it and laughed. Some made jokes. Some added rude comments. Some shared it further. By lunch break, everyone knew. When Aisha entered the classroom, the room went silent, then burst into whispers. That's her. Her mom is a cleaner. So embarrassing. No wonder she hides. Someone even played the video loudly on their phone. The sound of laughter filled the room. Aisha felt the world collapse around her. Her hands shook. Her breath became uneven. She wanted to run, but her legs felt heavy. Aham tried to stand beside her, but she stepped back. No, don't, she whispered. They will laugh at you too. I don't care, Aham said, but she shook her head again. Her eyes filled with tears. Her lips trembled. Then she turned and rushed out of the classroom. Aham followed her to the back of the building where she always cried. He found her sitting on the ground, hugging her knees, hiding her face. Aisha, he said gently. She did not look at him. She only whispered, Why me? Why always me? Aham sat beside her slowly. This is not your fault. Aisha shook her head. They will never let me live normally. They will always laugh. No, I will make them stop, Aham said firmly. But Aisha looked up with tired, broken eyes. You can't fight everyone. Her words hurt him more than anything. She wasn't angry, she was defeated. That day, Aisha didn't return to class. And the next day, she didn't come to school at all. On the third day, Aham finally gathered courage and asked the teacher, Miss, where is Aisha? The teacher looked serious and replied, Her mother removed her from school. Aham felt like someone punched him in the chest. Removed? Why? The teacher sighed. Her mother thinks this school is not safe for her. Too much bullying. Too much pain. Aham couldn't breathe. He ran out of class, heart pounding, eyes stinging. He tried calling Aisha's mother's number given in school records, but the call didn't connect. Aisha was gone. Just like that. Without a goodbye. Without a chance to fix anything. 4 days, Aham walked around the school with heavy steps. Every corner reminded him of her, the bench they sat on, the tree where she tied her shoelace, the wall where she drew flowers. He felt guilty. He felt angry. He felt alone. Zaid and his friends joked about the cleaner girl disappearing. Aham couldn't take it anymore. He shouted, he pushed Zaid, he tried to hit him. The school suspended Aham for 2 days. His father was disappointed. His mother was confused. But Aham didn't care about the suspension. He cared about one thing only. Aisha was gone because he couldn't protect her. He never saw her after that. Not until the annual day. The day he pointed and whispered, Daddy, look. It's her. The annual day hall was still buzzing with excitement, but Aham heard nothing. His whole world had gone silent the moment he saw her, the small girl helping her mother clean the floor. Aisha! It felt unreal. Like a dream he once cried about, suddenly standing in front of him. He hadn't seen her in months. He thought she had left the city. He thought he would never see her again. But here she was, wearing the same quiet expression, holding the same tired eyes, only smaller, sadder. Aham's father kept asking, Who is she, Aham? Why are you shaking? But Aham couldn't explain. His throat was tight, his heart was racing. Aisha's mother did not notice him at first. She was focused on cleaning quickly before the guests arrived. Beta, give me that cloth, she said to Aisha. Aisha bent down to pick the cloth, and that's when her eyes accidentally met Aham's again. For a moment, both froze. Her hands stopped. Her breath stopped. Time stopped. She looked at him like she was seeing someone from an old life, someone she wasn't ready to face. Her eyes widened with shock and then with fear, the same fear she used to hide in school. This was not a reunion of 2 old friends. This was 2 broken memories colliding again. Aham took a small step toward her. His father held his arm. Wait, Aham. Don't disturb them while they're working. But Aham whispered, Dad, I need to talk to her. His father looked confused but let go. Aham walked slowly toward Aisha, his legs almost trembling. Every step felt heavy, like he was walking through all the guilt he had carried for months. Aisha stepped back instinctively. She didn't know if she should smile, cry, hide, or run. Her mother noticed her strange expression. Aisha! What happened? Aisha whispered, Mama, it's Aham. Her mother looked up. When she recognized him, a small sad smile appeared on her face. "You're Aham, the boy she always talked about." Aham felt something break in his chest. "She talked about me." Aisha lowered her eyes. Only silence answered, but silence was enough. People around stared, some with curiosity, others with judgment. Why is that boy talking to the cleaner's daughter? Is he related to her? What's happening? The whispers stabbed Aisha's heart like knives. She grabbed her mother's sleeve tightly, wanting the moment to end, wanting no one to look at them. But Aham wasn't thinking about the crowd. "Aisha," he said softly, "why did you leave school without telling me?" Aisha's lips trembled. "I didn't want to, but Mama said it was better." Her mother stepped forward. "We had no choice, Beta. After that video incident, after all the teasing, she cried every night. I couldn't keep her there." Aham lowered his head in guilt. "I'm sorry," he whispered. Aisha stared at him with surprise. "Why are you sorry? It wasn't your fault." "But I should have stopped them," Aham said. "I should have done more." Aisha shook her head slowly. "You did more than anyone. You were the only one who sat with me, the only one who didn't laugh." Her voice cracked. Aham looked at her again, really looked. Her small hands were red from cleaning. Her eyes carried more sadness than her age. She looked tired, too tired for a girl her size. Before he could say anything more, the school announcer shouted, "Please take your seats. The program is about to start." Parents rushed to their chairs. Teachers started shouting instructions. Lights dimmed a little. Aisha and her mother moved to clean the last corner. Aham's father pulled him gently. "Come, Aham. It's starting." But Aham didn't move. He kept staring at Aisha. Just then, the hall lights hit Aisha again, bright, sharp, unforgiving. People noticed her. Some whispered. Some frowned. Some judged. Aisha felt the pressure and lowered her head, wishing she could disappear. Aham clenched his fists. He had failed to protect her once. He could not fail again. He looked at his father and said softly but firmly, "Dad, I need to do something." His father looked confused. "What do you mean?" Aham stared at Aisha, his lost friend, standing alone among dozens of judging eyes. He took a deep breath. "This time," he whispered, "I won't stay silent." The hall grew quiet as the lights dimmed, but inside Aham's heart a storm was rising. He watched Aisha standing behind the chairs, holding a small bucket, hiding her face from the crowd's harsh eyes. He remembered her broken smile. He remembered her lonely drawings. He remembered the day she disappeared without saying goodbye. And now she was here again, still fighting the same world, still facing the same judgment. Aham couldn't stay silent anymore. The program started. Children danced, parents clapped, teachers smiled proudly. But Aham saw none of it. His eyes stayed fixed on Aisha. When his name was called for an award, his father nudged him. "Go, Aham. Your turn." Aham walked toward the stage, but his mind wasn't on the trophy. As he climbed the steps, he looked at the shiny award in the principal's hand. Everyone waited for him to smile, pose for a picture, show pride. But he didn't take the award. Instead, he took the microphone. Everyone stared, confused. The principal asked, "Aham, what are you doing?" But Aham didn't answer her. He spoke directly to the crowd. "I want to say something." The hall went silent again. Teachers exchanged nervous glances. Aham's father stood up in shock. Aham continued, voice shaking but brave. "Today, before the program started, I saw someone. Someone I know. Someone I lost because of this school." Gasps filled the hall. Aisha looked down, afraid. Her mother froze. Aham took a deep breath. "Her name is Aisha." The hall reacted instantly. Whispers, nods, curious faces. Aham raised his hand to quiet them. "She used to study here. She used to sit alone. She used to hide her drawings because she was scared. And do you know why she was scared?" People leaned forward, sensing something heavy coming. Aham's voice cracked. "Because you laughed at her. Because kids teased her. Because someone here turned her mother's job into a joke." Some parents looked at their children with shock.